Yeah, it's your boy Chad RoB.
What's up? This is Kealin.
Hey, we back on the iAMWHOiAM, the podcast. Be sure to check me out on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify, and especially here on YouTube. But yeah, introduce yourself, cousin.
All right, well, I'm Kealin. I'm Chad RoB's cousin. I'm just here, just visiting. All my family's up here. Really, I come up here for the game, the UT game, UT South Carolina game. The Vols actually won, which is fantastic. So that's also great. But right now I work as a nurse practitioner. I live in North Carolina. Like I said, I'm from Nashville originally. So yeah, that's it about me. I'm a little boring though, unfortunately.
Yeah, don't believe that. Don't believe that. Yeah. So man, about this game yesterday. So when they took the punt back, because we didn't get there to what, probably right before they took that punt back.
Yeah, I think it was like the first. No, I think we got there in the second quarter.
Second quarter, I thought so. Yeah,
we got there in the second quarter, which of course we went to Twin Peaks before.
Yeah.
And then that took took all day to get the food. Of course, it was packed at Twin Peaks. Everybody wants, they got 1,000 TVs there. So anyway, we got there the second quarter, but yeah, it was a good game though.
It was crazy, man. We walked in, had to see the stadium. Not as like the last time I've been to a UT game, the stadium was packed. You know what I'm saying, wall to wall. So it was crazy to kind of see it a little bit looser, but it still got the rocking when they started going
super
up.
Super loud. We went to the one last year. We went to the UT Alabama game last year, and I think this game was louder.
For real?
I mean, it was crazy to see. So it's always good to see or hear Rocky Top, and
it ain't too bad.
It's not too bad, man. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. So man, so we got to talking yesterday at Twin Peaks, and we started talking about our careers and stuff like that, and how like getting older, you get out here, man, and you realize that you're trading all your time for money.
That's right.
And it's kind of rough because you losing, especially you got a new 4-month-old, and I got a couple girls myself, and you trading all this time just for money to kind of support your family and feed your family, but then you look up, man, and like my baby 9, she on the camera, and she it seemed like just yesterday she was born.
Right.
So, talk to me a little bit about how you feel about like trading your time for money. Would you advise that? Would you give that advice to someone? I mean, what?
Yeah, I think it's just we were talking about this yesterday, but I think it's just about like your goals. First of all, I think about this a lot though, because obviously we all need money, but then it's like the fine line is like to how much of it do you need? Because some people you can just get obsessed over this stuff. So, I don't know, man. I think I personally feel like my current stance on this is like just really trying to work on like work life balance, like really trying to take time to be with the fam and be at home and doing what you can do in order to make that happen. Now, you may have to work a little hard on the front end and grind and work overtime or whatever you need to do to make it work. But, I don't think that it should be something permanent. I don't, because some people, like I said, they just keep going and going. Like they never stop. So if you do that, I think that it's good. Like if you just start out, maybe you have to work, 50 hours or close to 55 or whatever for a few weeks or whatever, but you have to have a goal in mind. Because otherwise you just keep going. So my goal is to eventually cut my hours back though, honestly. We were talking about this yesterday, but
so I hear you, man. I hear work-life balance a lot thrown around, especially at my job, every job, they're like, we want to offer work-life balance. And what exactly is that?
That's
you trading, like we were talking about yesterday, man, you trading 40 hours, basically your whole week for 2 days, basically, and a check. Right. So it's just like, man, where does it become a point to where you're like, I need to be making money while I'm enjoying myself, or when I'm doing something that I actually like doing, or not even necessarily like doing, but something that I would be doing anyway.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I think you can still have work-life balance, and because my goal, like I said, is to cut them back. I don't even want to work a traditional 40, like in a brick and mortar place where you got to go somewhere and clock in. Also, so I'm trying to cut back, but you can still have work-life balance. Definitely working a 40-hour work week, but you just got to have boundaries up, man. You got to just My bad. You got the.
Snoop,
She got the little. I'm totally thrown off now, but yeah, but you gotta, you gotta just make sure you got boundaries in place, because if not, they'll just keep taking from you. These jobs don't care nothing about your. They say that they don't care nothing about your family. So you got to be the one to be like, nah, I'm not going there.
Right. So I know you had a YouTube channel going there for a while, right?
YouTube channel, man,
and it was dope, man. You was talking about being a nurse practitioner.
It was cool. I mean, look. Me and the videos, I don't know if me and videos is like, I mean, you this is what you do, so it's a little different for you. Me, I'm kind of like behind the scenes more so.
Well, it was looking good though.
Yeah,
I mean, you had some good content, man, and it, I know it was helping people.
Yeah,
especially that was trying to make that jump, because I know that's a tough age.
Yeah,
15 to 25,
right?
And you talking to them kids and their parents, like, hey, this is a great career.
Right.
It's great opportunity, great pay, great work-life balance. All this and that. It's hard, it's tough.
Yeah, it is tough, and some older folks too.
Yeah,
but it's especially like you said, though. It's especially better when it's the younger folks.
Right. Because I know it's been many a times I've got online to look up. Thank you, baby. To look up how to do something, and you was giving people, good education.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's still good. I try to still do that, not necessarily on YouTube, but just instances like this where I'm talking to folks and stuff like that. But I just mainly got off just because of the grind of YouTube. So.
Yeah, tell me about that, man. Because I've been, kind of struggling with it. The main thing, I'll tell you what I struggle with the YouTube grind is you put all this effort and work into some content, man, and you think you got something great, right?
Don't even care.
And then you post it, and you may, like I was posting them before I go to bed, so you kind of go to bed, kind of like Christmas. You go to bed and then you wake up expecting to have 1,000 views,
right.
500 views. Heck, for me, 50 views would have been dope.
20.
And you get up, man, and it's like 4 views,
right?
And you like,
if that,
if you like it, and 3 of me from refreshing it.
Refreshing it.
And then you see the tiny hot sauces.
Right, tiny hot sauces.
Yeah. Tiny hot sauces are cute and everything.
They are nice and it's tasty. I mean, you're right. It is a grind. I think people don't really understand just how much is, especially now. Like,
right.
We were talking about this before. It's just so much involved with YouTube. Then every time you look up, they're changing, how you get paid, and so it's just a grind. Like, you really have to come up with a plan and be consistent. Like, you can't just off a whim just think you're gonna be successful. Like in YouTube, like it takes a while, like it takes a long time.
So is it like hitting the lottery? So you got these guys that go viral,
I know,
and then they booming.
I know.
They just. So is it like hitting the lottery, man?
So I feel like it's not necessarily like. Well, I don't know. Maybe for sometimes it could be like hitting the lottery, but I feel like for people like me who are not necessarily that. I don't have like entertainment is not necessarily my thing. Like I'm not finna go out and talk to people on the street and do prank videos and all this stuff like some of these other people do that are really good at it.
Right.
So if you don't have anything that's like super high entertaining, like on that level to where like people will come back and come into your channel more, it's hard to just make traction at first. I mean, if you're talking about content, the type of content that I was doing, you really just have to be consistent every day or every week, and just come up with a plan and put your videos out, and then eventually it'll happen. It's just most people just fall off because, like you said, you get 2 views, 5 views for your videos, and you think your stuff is gold.
Yeah.
But don't nobody care about it.
Yeah, don't nobody care about it, man. Yeah, because I made a video. My first video I thought had some pretty good, my first video back, should I say?
Right.
And I thought I had some pretty decent content, man. I was like, man, it's gonna be a good story. Everybody clicking on it, man.
Tiny hot sauces.
Yeah,
not quite that good. It's not quite that.
Not quite that good.
But yeah, and nobody watched it, man.
Nobody watched it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it gets discouraging because it's like you said, it's like you put in all this time. But I mean, for anybody that's thinking about doing YouTube or even podcasting, you just really have to study the craft of it. Like you really have to know what you're getting yourself into, and I mean, especially with YouTube, because there's just so much behind the scenes stuff that you don't even know about, and it's a grind. So.
And I've noticed too with YouTube and podcasting, it's better to do it, put it out,
right,
and get in the habit of just doing it, because you're not gonna get better practicing doing it and not searching for the feedback. You have to get, if you watch my podcast from episode 1 to 6, I hope you see some growth. So, or episode 7, actually, that's pretty cool, so.
Yeah, you do have to, just with anything, and it's harder when you first start out, like you just don't even know what you're doing.
Right,
but then it's like, with each video, with each episode in your podcast, the goal is that it gets better.
Right,
so,
right.
and I mean, it does, but those first, like, probably, I would say, even like probably 10 to 20 videos probably is just like you still trying to find how you're gonna deliver your content, but it's just that's why people fall off, man, because it's hard when you get in 20. That's exactly right. Like tiny hot sauce and big hot sauce. You just gotta grind. So
yeah, man. So back to college football. So we was watching who was that got their head kicked off? It was Notre Dame, wasn't it, yesterday?
Oh yeah,
man, by Michigan. So what you thinking, man, with this?
First of all, it really makes me happy to see Notre Dame lose. I really personally cannot look. Anybody that's a Notre Dame fan, I don't know, but I personally cannot stand Notre Dame because like. First of all, they got this deal with the TV deal with NBC. I believe it's what it is. They've had it for years.
Man, since like Rocket Ishmael.
They still holding on to it, man. It's like they get every year they hype them up, and it's like they literally do nothing with it. Like they're a good team. I'm not saying that.
Well, it just depends on who they play.
That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was gonna say. It's all relative.
Yeah.
Because what one person thinks is good, I mean. I guess what I can say is they usually have a winning record. Right. They never, like, they always lose those big games.
Right.
Like, every time. And then when they get to the playoffs, they'll end up losing. Then not only do they lose, they get mollywopped.
Yeah.
Like, they don't just lose, like, by a touchdown, 3 points. They get beat by, like, a few scores. Yeah. Like, this is ridiculous. 5 chocolate bars.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they get beat by 5 chocolate bars. Yeah, they get
right. So I don't know. It makes me happy to see them that I saw them lose. I'm sorry, but that's fine. But the Vols got to win. Alabama is still mollywopping folks. Man. They don't have Tua. Right. Don't even matter.
Well, so what about Clemson? Where they fit in? So yesterday we saw Oklahoma get beat.
Yeah, they lost too.
And I hated that because I really wanted to see Hurd get an opportunity to play against Alabama. Yeah, like I thought that'd be the first versus 4 seed. That's what I was hoping.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Nah, I don't think it can. So Clemson, we know ain't gonna lose because they don't play nobody.
Don't play so
terrible.
It's just like I don't know.
It's so they're in basically. Yeah, so they're in, and then you got Bama and LSU gonna hurt each other.
Yeah, they have to play. So one of them will. It's hard. I haven't honestly looked at like everybody's like schedule to know like.
Well, I know LSU got Alabama.
I know they play each other. Right. I know they play each other. But what I was gonna say is because it may be a scenario to where LSU or Alabama could like still get in. Like
both. You mean like both of them, even if they take a loss?
Right. Despite the fact because.
Well, wouldn't they have to beat each other twice though?
No, because they're both in the SEC West. Right. So there's a scenario. I don't think it's going. That's why I was saying I haven't looked at the schedule. I don't know if it's going to really be possible, but it may be a scenario to where they could both get in. Because if that's their only loss, then how can you say they're still not one of the 4 best teams?
Right. I mean, if you lose to the number 1 team in the nation,
top 5 school, that's the only loss
late in the season. So, put the trash out there.
So yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
So who's your top 4 though, based on what you've seen so far?
In order?
Yeah, in order. Yeah, who's your top 4?
Man.
Like and it don't have to be real BCS. Like who's your top 4 teams in the nation that you've seen play?
I want to know yours too.
Okay.
I think in order from 1 to 2, first of all, it probably doesn't really matter at this point because they're all probably toss up. But if you ask me, like, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
I probably would put. Ohio. No, I would probably put LSU 1 at this point.
Yeah. They got bigger wins. They got bigger wins.
I would put LSU 1, Ohio State 2, Alabama, and then. Well, Clemson and then Alabama. So I'd have LSU, Ohio State, Clemson, and then Alabama. That would be my top 4. That'd be my top.
Okay.
What about yours?
Well, mine is LSU. I would have them one based on strength of schedule.
Right.
I'd have to put me personally. I'd have to put I'd have to put.
Hold on, you said who was one? Tell me again.
LSU.
LSU.
I'd have to put Clemson too, just because they're not going to lose, and they the defending champs.
Yeah, they playing better since because they about lost to North Carolina.
Right. So I have to put them too.
They've been playing better since then, so they're inspired now.
And then Ohio State, Alabama, because either one of them haven't really played a tough schedule yet. Now Alabama's is about to get tough.
Right.
But they haven't played anybody else. So I mean, either way, that's a toss up. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go Alabama 3 and Ohio State 4.
Ohio State 4.
And then 4, and then Penn State. Because I really want to put Penn State in there.
Yeah.
Because they've been playing pretty good ball too. They have been playing
good, but to your point, they haven't. I mean, so first of all, in the Big Ten, like you got what as far as the top tier teams in the Big Ten, you have what Ohio State, not Georgia, that's SEC team. You got Penn State, you got Ohio State,
Michigan. Which I mean, Michigan, but they can show up any Saturday though. I mean, they're not terrible.
They're not
but
consistent.
They're
just not consistent, man. They're playing obviously right now. They're coming off a huge win against Notre Dame. So
which really, to be honest, is like beating Boston College. Really, I mean, ain't really like.
That's what I'm saying because Notre Dame is kind of. I mean,
they're like a Boston NC State type of team.
I don't know if I put them quite. I don't know if I agree with you on that level.
What North Carolina then? They're like a North Carolina then.
I don't know because personally I feel like any of those those ACC teams are really not.
You're right. Not lately.
They're really not. Like Clemson is it as far as that conference. Like like they don't have anybody else. Like there's nobody else. So I don't know. I wouldn't quite put them on that level, but I don't know. They're just not consistent. So I think it's just Penn State. Really, it's Penn State, Ohio State, and then you have teams like Wisconsin, but then they just got mollywopped.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's kind of a toss up. It's just like LSU, you pretty much know the top. Not LSU, but SEC. Excuse me. SEC, you know the top dogs. Alabama, LSU, Auburn. You can even say,
and then
Florida and Georgia. I mean, that's a few.
Yeah, and they all basically crossing paths.
Right.
Which makes it really interesting.
Right.
But
crazy.
So
yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Ask a question?
Sure.
What in your opinion? What are the best top 5 football teams?
The Chicago Bears is, if we're talking just any football team, that's number 1.
Oh, okay. So this is period.
Yeah.
What you think?
I'm gonna go Chicago Bears, Florida State. Who?
Georgia.
Okay, Georgia. I guess.
She got a thing with Georgia.
Yeah, she liked Georgia. Her mama liked Georgia, so I give her that. Shoot, from there, man. I don't know. Let's see. Alcoa Tornadoes.
Hey, them boys.
Yeah, they tough. And then Maryville Rebels. Yeah, that's my 5.
I don't know about my. I don't know. I'd say what is it? The T. Martin Vols.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's 98.
So hold on before you answer this question. So we at the UT game, right? And I was making fun of it because I see every other jersey is Peyton Manning, right? Mm-hmm. And I was asking my cousin, I said, man, do these people realize that Peyton Manning didn't win while he was here? I mean, I know he went on to be a great pro, won 2 Super Bowls, was a good college player. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't the champ.
Right.
So, and then I was like, man, I'll give you $100 if you show me one Jamal Lewis jersey, one, what's his name, T. Martin jersey, one Al Wilson jersey.
I didn't even see Reggie White's jerseys, but I mean, I don't know.
So what does that mean, man? What is that saying?
I mean, I think. I
have an opinion.
I mean, Peyton is probably. I can see both ways because you can look at it like why. I mean, probably the more obvious thing is like it's almost like, especially in the South, it's like why does one person get something, but why would another person get? So you can look at it like in racial terms. You can.
Yeah. And I hate to look at it that way.
So, but and that may or may not be true. Right. But then you can also look at it like Peyton. To Peyton's credit, he did have he went on to the NFL and had a Hall of Fame career.
Oh yeah, and he was
and won Super Bowl.
Well,
so
in college he was second in the Heisman. So I mean,
right,
yeah, so
second in the Heisman.
Yeah. So
right.
I mean, that's pretty good.
He's going his name, like the Manning. Plus, he's got Eli Manning, Archie Manning. He's got a bigger name than I'd say this than T. Martin probably, just because I mean, he's got Super Bowls and stuff. So.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm with you on that. That makes a lot more sense. I mean, T. Martin isn't really marketable in comparison to Peyton Manning, and I do remember though there was a lot of UT Colts around here for the longest, and then all of a sudden there was a lot of Broncos fans. So right. and everybody has a right, because I follow players too. Speaking of that, I follow like basketball. That's what I do. I follow the player. I don't really follow teams in basketball. Right. So like I was a big AI fan, so I liked Philly. Then I liked Denver. Then I liked after that I really did quit watching basketball. But
honestly, I think you watch every team and then you go on to the next sport.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But basketball, I focus on like LeBron James. He's like my favorite player. So, yeah, I know, right? So it's crazy. Like, I don't know. Did you hear much about that stuff in like Hong Kong?
I really honestly don't know.
Because I don't know nothing about Hong Kong or China. Yeah, me neither, man.
I just know that, Daryl Morey or whatever, the owner for the Rockets, had said a comment or posted one talking about something to the effect of China or Hong Kong, stand up with Hong Kong or something like. But I don't know the background, so I can't. Right.
Yeah.
I can't speak on that.
But you can speak on this though.
Okay.
So, Game 1. Now I work a regular 9 to 5, or not even 9. I gotta be there before 9. I gotta be there. Anyway, I'm up at 6. No, I'm out the door at 5:15 every morning, and I stay up to watch the Clippers versus the Lakers. It was a Tuesday or something, just middle of the week. You know what I'm saying? I stay up to 1:30 to watch this game, man, and I watch LeBron James go out there and look basically like me out there hooping, tired, lethargic.
How many did he hit?
I mean, he had 18.
Okay.
I think he had 6 assists or something and 8 rebounds. I mean, on paper, it's a good night.
Solid.
But my thing is, I got two gripes about it. The second half, you didn't take the game. Like, you was in the game. You got a guy hitting. I think Green hit. I know he hit for 28. I don't know how many threes that was though. So he keeping you in the game. He literally got him back down from 10 in like less than 30 seconds almost, it seemed like. But I said all that to say, so I'm watching the game. Let's skip the game. Let's go to the after the game press conference. We come back to the game. So after the game, they like, man, how you feel about this rivalry, LeBron, blah, blah. And he said it's not a rivalry. And I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James in the same building, opening night.
But that's typical. That's a typical LeBron James response, though.
But still, but he played like it wasn't a rivalry. Like, man, because we invested a lot of money in you and time, and you my guy, and I know you still got it. Like, and I get it. It's a regular season. I get it.
I feel like you should probably relax, bro.
For real,
yeah,
man.
Because
but I was hurt.
It's game. It's literally the first game of the season.
Everybody keeps saying that.
Literally the first game.
But it's
and this is what his 18th season, 17th season.
Yeah,
this is game 1 of an 82 game schedule, in which, in my opinion, they need to cut back on those games anyway, because I think it's far too many.
Oh yeah.
But it's game 1, literally game 1. So
this shows Daddy, it's sport crazy.
It is sports crazy. That's right.
But yeah, but I'm saying though, I stayed up, man, and I watched the LeBron James sit there and allow Kawhi Leonard to tell him, this is my house, you are a visitor. And I just didn't. As a competitive person as I am, I couldn't feel that, man. It was like, man, come on, man. Like, this is literally your house. You are the visitor because you're away at your house, and you're gonna let them come in there.
Game
and
for the Lakers.
It was a home. It was the Clippers were home.
Oh, the Clippers were
home. But it's still your house.
Well, yeah, I don't even get how that works, but
yeah, it's crazy to me that they play the same state. But anyway, but it's still my house, and you ain't gonna come in my house. Don't change the floors out from Lakers to Clippers.
And then, did he change the floors?
Yeah, it was Clippers on the floor. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, and you gonna let them come in there and do work on you?
And
then say see you later?
I don't know. I just think it's way too.
Yeah,
way too
it's early, but
I mean, I got you more invested than me. Obviously, you're a LeBron fan, so
yeah. And football is getting to me this year because my Florida State boys suck. UT did something yesterday, so that made me feel a little better. But my Bears, they going down a cliff.
Yeah,
so I was looking forward to basketball, and then I turned it on, and LeBron looking like he's 45 out there. Like
well, he did hit 18.
Yeah, he did, and then he came back against Utah with 32.
Yeah,
so I mean, I know he still got it, and I know he knows better than me. The 82 games is a long time.
He ain't worried about this.
Yeah, he ain't worried about it. He's just trying to get to the playoffs first, and then once he gets there.
That's all he worried about.
But I was just hoping he do like the unheard of, like 82-0. You know what I'm saying? I was just one last bang. You know what I mean?
That's not gonna happen because he's not. He doesn't care about that. His thing now is his championships.
Yeah.
So and movies.
Oh, gotcha.
Which is why he moved to LA. So he ain't worried about no little regular season game. He ain't worried about that. He even said one season they were getting on him about his free throw shooting, and apparently towards the end of the season his free throw percentage was it was lower. It was like I don't even think it was 80% at one point. Like I don't know exactly what it was, but. Of course, the reporters were asking about him. He was just like, "It'll get better, in playoffs." As if to say, the regular season games are less than.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But he clearly doesn't care about. Who does though? To me, that's why I feel like they need to shave it down at least like 5 or 8 games or something.
Well,
Take it off.
I don't think you need no more than 50 regular season games in 2 tournaments.
Right, or keep it in the low 70s or maybe even in the 60s.
See, I think you play a tournament the first of the year, and whatever team wins that automatically is in the finals, and then you have another playoff at the end of the year to see who plays them. Yeah, that's what that would be. I think that would just make it, just fun, and that team, they still have to play the regular season.
Okay,
but the seeding don't matter. They in regardless. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I think that would be cool. Kind of like have a losers bracket. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Type of deal. But so yeah, man, I want to ask you one more thing, man. So I guess so. Like with all the I don't know, man. It's just with all this stuff going. I know you heard about the girl that got shot in her window by the cops. Did you hear about that? In Texas. In Texas, where the woman was playing video games with her nephew, and the neighbor called the cops.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
You didn't see that? Oh, okay, well, so I guess my question is, forget that scenario, but like with all the stuff going on, like with just all that stuff with like
shootings,
just not even shootings, man, just the stereotypical stuff, man, like the stereotype in general. Like, man, like give an example. Yesterday at the UT game, we looking for our seat, and we somehow wound up at the skybox, and they all looking at us like y'all in the wrong spot for sure.
What y'all
it's that way where y'all going to the back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like so. Do you think that's gonna ever change? Like I'm saying, like I mean, come on. So like, so hear me out. So like, we have to be generations almost removed from that. And I know it's always going to be a couple that stay on board with that same type of mentality. But when do you think we will outgrow that as a human? Or no, give you another example. I was listening to a podcast and they were saying that if aliens came and someone was still acted that way, then you really believe that they feel that way if, they wouldn't all team up against the alien. You see what I'm saying? So is it going to take something extraterrestrial to come in and to interfere with
probably, yeah. Because
you don't think it'll ever you don't think the generation out?
No, I don't. I think stuff like that will always be around. The question is to what extent, because you have some people who think that that's not an issue at all.
Right.
There's some who think there's not an issue, and then there's some who think that it's literally like we are not even removed from slavery. So it's 2 extremes, and so if you have people who have as extreme differences as thinking that we're still in slavery,
Yeah.
Versus there's no problem with racism at all, or biases or prejudices at all, and we would never be able to reach a common ground. Now we can get better.
Well, so I guess my question. So you lived in Nashville. You visited East Tennessee quite a bit, and now you're living in North Carolina. Can you tell a difference between the areas, like in that regard, like, you know, as far as like maybe jobs or you know, people in general, like I don't really know, because I know you don't really see too much crime and stuff, you know, and how your lifestyle is.
Oh, I mean, I'm not involved.
Well, yeah.
I'm around it. Especially, I seem like I live in Charlotte, so I feel like I'm more around it now than I was in Nashville. Believe it or not, it's just more people, just a little bit more crime.
Right.
But as far as it being significantly different, no, I don't think that it's significantly different. Like as far as my way of living in Charlotte or North Carolina versus Tennessee.
Oh, okay,
no,
so
really
it's the same.
I feel like it's about the same.
Yeah, okay.
I don't personally notice any. Now you'll hear different people give you different responses depending on who you ask. Yeah. But again, you asking me, I don't necessarily see any difference.
Okay.
Not a significant one for me to like notice, other than Charlotte just has like a lot more breweries.
Yeah.
Which is completely off topic. But that's
that's
the only thing I know.
So that's your thing.
Yeah, it's my thing. But yeah. So as far as way of living now.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was just curious, man. I was just curious your response to that, because, you know, I have interracial babies, and I just wonder, you know, as they get older and they have kids, is that the generation where all this that race hate stuff, color hate will go away? Which I don't think it'll be that close away, but I think maybe their kids. In my mind, I think it will generation out, just because of the fact that the playing field is getting a lot more even, for everybody to make enough money to be where they want to be.
That certainly is right. I guess it depends also too of the leadership that's in place.
Right, that's true.
You know,
yeah,
so
that's true.
we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know, man. I stay hopeful.
Yeah. I know, right? Yeah.
Wait.
What's up?
YouTube. This is their opinion.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yeah. It's definitely just our opinions. Speaking on opinions, man, I'll let you go after this, man. So I asked everybody to come on here, man. I gotta know it, man. Your top 5 MCs of all time.
Oh, top 5 MCs of all time. So not current
rappers. Now I ain't talking about no singing. No. I'm talking about
straight rappers.
Rap. Top 5.
Does it have to be like in order? Can I just?
We kind of like it in order, but you can get the 5 together.
All right.
And it groups can count as one.
I would probably say my probably all time favorite is I'd have to go with Nas.
Okay, just because I had a feeling he was gonna say that. Okay,
I've been a Nas fan. Now currently he doesn't have any new stuff, and honestly his new stuff I'm not feeling.
Okay.
The stuff that he did came out, over the past few years.
Well, they say, man, when you land on them silk sheets, man, it's hard to find
it's hard,
that.
Man.
I feel it's
hard. But I'm, from Illmatic was this classic album to me. Anyway, I digress. Let's not even go down there. So I would probably say Nas. This is probably no specific order. I would say Nas would be one, but other than Nas, I would just say T.I.
Ooh.
Fabulous.
Okay.
T.I., Fabulous. Those are my top 3 for sure.
That's curve. That's a curve right there.
And then, I don't know. After that, I honestly don't. I hadn't thought about it that much. I hadn't honestly thought about who would be beyond those 3. For me personally, I guess I guess maybe you could say Bone Thugs.
Oh, that's yeah. I like Bone Thugs.
Honestly, I would say Bone Thugs.
Biggie.
I would say Bone Thugs.
Okay, so that's
because me and my friend, Trey. That's all we. And I know you was a huge Bone fan too. You had like all the albums.
East 1999.
Yeah, East 1999. So I know that's like way like people not expecting to hear that because nobody even knows. They like, who was Bone?
Yeah, I know, right?
Bone Thugs. So anyway, I would say them, and then I would say like just offshore the sheer amount of plays that I've had, I would have to also say 3 6 because they're old like mixtapes and stuff.
I'm with you on that, man. I mean, you gotta think too. We from the South, man. We heavily South influenced anyway.
Yeah.
So like I didn't. I mean, even Nas is way off base for me because I didn't even really play. None of them got no play in my deck. No Jay-Z. None of them. Yeah. Like we was like, nah, we don't fool with y'all. Or at least when you was in my whip, you know, like nah, we
totally different.
Yeah.
That would be my top 5. Who's your top 5?
It changes all the time, but today I would have to go Player Fly. He's the person I've listened to probably the most. As of today, I would say Doe. I listen to him more, like on a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna go Payroll Giovanni. I'm talking like as of today.
Okay.
Like what I'm listening to. And then from there, then I can go what I kind of throw back to. Shoot, I can throw a Bone Thugs in there, or I can throw a 666 in there. So they could be 4 and 5 really. Or 8-Ball and MJG is close.
Right.
So I mean those 3 right there, and then Pastor Troy. So that's my next. Now if you're going off like, cause see I like Tupac, man, but I just wasn't, you know, I like Hit 'Em Up and I like, you know, a couple of his tracks, but I wasn't like. I mean, I don't know. I take that back. I liked All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli.
Yeah, he got some good songs.
Yeah, but Biggie though, I didn't really listen to Biggie. I like that one track with 112 singing.
Oh, Sky's the Limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, y'all on top. You know what I'm saying? I like that, but I didn't like all his albums, you know what I'm saying?
Well, he only had
like 2, right?
I think.
Yeah. So, but
I think he
and
only
then Jay-Z gets no play.
Right.
Yeah.
Jay-Z can rap.
I get it. Depends on who you ask.
Yeah. He's just like him
never
and
felt him, man.
him. I mean, him. I mean, I do like Reasonable Doubt, his first album. This is his very first album.
Oh, okay.
And then I like his Blueprint albums.
You know, I do like those. I never heard it, man. I just never listened to it. I'll tell you a funny story, man. Me and the wife went to a Jay-Z and Beyonce concert. And I get there, man. I'm thinking Beyonce gonna be singing them hits.
Yeah.
Man, Jay-Z rapping about every song and lyrics. I said, man, Jay-Z, shut up. Just sit down, guys.
Well,
just sing back up, guys. You the tips. Yeah. We can't even see Gladys.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know, man.
But they were
both.
Well, the crowd was hype, man. The crowd was.
They're truly like a power couple.
Well, the people we went with was like Jay-Z. Whoa, he was killing it. I was like, I was waiting on Beyonce to sing.
I think they're equally heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're the top. They're literally. He's the top of rap or hip hop. Whether you
just because I don't listen to him, I ain't nobody. I told you I can't even get no views on YouTube. So I ain't, that's my opinion.
Well, that's right. I'm gonna lay
I get it. He on top, but man, I know you got to get back on the road, cousin. Man, I appreciate you stopping through the podcast and hollering at me, man, and kicking it with me this weekend, man. I hope we had a good time. And
I had a blast, man. I gotta do this. I'm gonna try to do it like every year.
Okay.
You know, maybe try to come back and make a
yeah. We try to hit see like Georgia, Alabama next year. Or something,
do a little something
like that, man. But well, be careful on the road. And
I will, man. I appreciate it.
Everybody out there, man, don't give up on your dreams, man, and just keep shooting, man. You gonna make something, man. Look at LeBron, man.
Yeah, right.
Tiny hot sauces.
Yeah, right. Tiny hot sauce. We helping.
Tabasco.
Yeah, Tabasco. Yeah, so we marketing for them for free right now. So. Yeah, shout us out. But
throw us a little money.
Yeah. But anyway, man, it's your boy Chad RoB, man. I'll be back.
All right.